Hey everyone, we are trying something different today. It is my first time I'm trying to cast a webcam game for the Cure series. For those of you who don't know, the Cure series is run by David White Mage Nunez. He's been doing it for a while now. I want to say this is like the 5th season or so. Not 100% sure on that, and so on the right side of your screen here, at least it's right side for me, hopefully the video doesn't invert or anything, we've got, as if the mat wasn't obvious, Jellyfish guy, Alex Whiteside, and on the left side, I believe the player's name is Dezarect on Discord, so I will be calling them Dez for short. So yeah, how exciting, webcam action. So this is, I guess, round 1 of the Cure series. I believe it is a best of 3, if I'm not mistaken, so we'll see who can come out on top here, and I don't know what any of these players are playing. And the nice thing is they're talking to each other, so they can hear each other, but I won't be able to hear anything they're saying. So let's see. Let's get right into it, yeah? All right. Looks like Jellyfish guy has gone first. He has discarded an Aroha for a 2 CP backup Samurai. So, gee, I wonder what he's playing. I'll be surprised if it's not Samurais. Folks, look at the foiling on his Jellyfish playmat. So, we're good friends, so we were talking about this, and he ordered this thing a while ago. Took quite a while to get here, but it does look really nice. I love the Amano style. It's so neat. But yeah. Okay, ooh, and we got Scions on the left. Oh boy, I just got a lot more excited. Interesting, so he discarded an Ida and an Y'shtola, the old Opus 6 Y'shtola, and then he's just going to pass back to Jellyfish. He must have had a terrible hand. That feels really bad to have to put out Y'shtola right away. She doesn't even have haste yet, so she can't even attack. Man, that's unfortunate. That is not the start you want as a Scions player to be putting out. Again, if the Alisei was down, honestly, that's okay. I've seen some Scions players do that. Greg Cole, I've seen he'll do that a lot. He'll Alisei turn 1, then just instantly start hitting them for damage, but especially against the Samurais, and if we're going to let our opponent build up to Tenzin, man, that's unfortunate. So, yeah, it's nice to see that Y'shtola again. Part of me kind of misses it. I've been mainly playing with the new Opus 13 starter one, but I do have a fondness for that one. But again, unfortunately, its powers are based on the other Scions we have, so right now, it's just a blank 8k body. It's not going to do anything, so... And Jellyfish looks like he's playing. This is something, if not the same list, very similar to what he played at Reunion 3 when he made 2nd place, where he has the Earth variant in it. So he'll put down Star Sybil. He's probably going to go grab Tenzin. Tenzin is an 11 character, so it can be fetched off of Star Sybil, which is really nice. And then he's got some Earth CP set up as well. And yeah, I mean, he probably won't put down Tenzin this turn. I imagine he'll want to play him off of 2 next turn. But because he's more than happy, he's like, go ahead, you can hit me with this Y'shtola. It's not even brave. But then once the Tenzin comes down, what's the Y'shtola going to do? It's not going to be able to get over it. So, man, unfortunate. I'm always rooting for Scion players because I love my Scions, but that is definitely not the start they wanted to have. All right, back on Dez's turn, we pitched an Oracle of Light backup for this Class 10th Moogle that will let us produce CP of either color. And then we pitched a Papalymo, and I think that's a Curl monster, I believe so, for the Thancred. And unfortunately, not only are we going to hit the EX burst for our opponent, so we're just going to go fetch either Shantoto to just clean this up, or possibly another version of Tenzin, maybe even a Roha. Unfortunately, that Thancred didn't even get his boost because another Scion didn't come in this turn. Very interesting, he chose to get rid of the Oracle of Light because that's another backup for us. So, yeah, I would think we would want to get that down, but he's opting to just go in for aggression, but almost as if the TCG god just said, no, that's not going to happen. The what's it called? I can't think. Star Sybil Burst right into Shantoto. If he wants to use it, he could. He's not on 3, of course, so it'll be a little costly, but honestly, he's probably fine just putting out Tenzin as well. Tenzin will start ramping him up. Y'shtola and Thancred aren't really a threat to Tenzin, so we'll see how Jellyfish chooses to play this one out. And Jellyfish, just with the big punish, looks like he pitched a 3 CP Ifrit and possibly 2 Tyro to get down the Shantoto, wipe the board, and then he just went ahead and used Star Sybil's action ability, broke Star Sybil, so Tenzin comes down completely for free. He's only got 1 card in hand, he's probably going to get 1 off of the end trigger here, unless he gets very unlucky, so he's in a very good position. Yeah, really unfortunate that those Scions only amounted to a single point of damage. And, of course, it was the point of damage that just let our opponent, you know, go fetch their board clear. Yeah, it looks like... Okay, so it was 2 Tyro, and it was an Ifrit. And then we'll go to our end phase, reveal Braskas, Ifrit, another Star Seal with Belias. We did reveal Hien, so we almost actually whiffed on that, but Hien will be enough to get us going. But we are set up now. Poor Scion player only has, I believe, 1 in hand, and all their Scions are already gone, so that not the greatest start for them. They were definitely wanting to see Alice maybe ramp up into a Louisoix. All right, and looks like we will pitch the 6-cost Y'shtola. So we actually are running both versions of Y'shtola, and we will put down our Cryo backup. Nice to see us curving out. I wonder if... Because we've got a monster in there, too, so I wonder if we're running the old version of Urianger, or if maybe we're running both, because he's already running both Y'shtola. And we still got 1 in hand, but at least we've got 2 backups now. Tenzin's going to go ahead and strike for a point of damage. Any help on the EX burst? Okay, so just as I said, old Urianger. So that would let us bring back our monsters, but of course you need enough Scion forwards to do that as well. Hit him into damage, and then I'm assuming Jellyfish is going to probably ramp into another backup if he's got it. Or maybe he'll just put the Hien out, or maybe he just won't do anything. Discard Kusith, and yep, we'll put out Hien. That's going to be 2 attackers. Going to just give us some on-attack triggers, and then we'll go to end phase. So Hien, as long as he's on the field with Tenzin, they're both 9Ks right now. Both 9K Braves, and they'll both gain 1,000 power when either of them attacks. And these Samurai guys, what buds, right? They just help each other out. And here we go for another Tenzin trigger. Kryl, Samurai, Tyro, Terra. Again, man, we're actually almost missing these. That's twice in a row. However, I would think, I mean, I don't know exactly how many Samurai Jellyfish runs in this deck, but if he's kind of running the standard amount, then you would think maybe they're going to be more likely coming up, because that's, 8 cards that weren't Samurais we just saw on those last 2 end-of-turn triggers. All right, Dez is going to tap 2, get rid of a dragon, the old dragon, and put down Alice. Okay, now we've got our key Scion backup that we want to see. That's good. We are going to take 2 more points of damage here, but we need to get that Alice out. Man, that dragon, that was my go-to monster for that old Urianger. I never really used the curl or any of those other ones. Like, dragon was always just, once I found the dragon, that was it. Excuse me. So Hien's going to go in, hit a Momodi. So this looks like a very 14-based deck. I love Momodi. It's such a fun backup. And looks like another copy of Alice. So we're probably, the Momodi, maybe would have liked to seen it, but honestly at this point we've got to get some forwards out, so there's 2 backups gone. That's probably not terrible, because we need to start getting some defenses. Unfortunately, so it looks like we pitched Ayame for a backup Samurai. Opted not to tap the 2 open CP, so I wonder if he would have been over the hand limit, especially a lot of times for the Tenzin effect, when they're anticipating drawing a card, they'll just discard 1 from hand. Here we go. Yep, just as I thought. I was like, we're probably going to see some more Samurai. We'll pick up an Aroha. Unfortunately, one of our main sources of removal, Ida, just can't even deal with these guys, because, I mean, she can get bigger than them, of course, but she can't ever deal her on-attack swing, her dull trigger, because they're never dull. They're always brave. So this is where we would need that Y'shtola to, forgive me, that Y'shtola to do the 8K on her attack trigger. Maybe combine it with an Alphino ping if we could get it down. Haven't seen Alphino yet. So yeah, it's going to be rough. And unfortunately, it was just such a rough start. Like, if we could have curved out with this Moogle and this Kryl and the Alice on those first 2 turns, don't make the Shantoto so easy for our opponent. Oh, and is that an Alchemist? Interesting. So this must be multicolor. Okay. Interesting. So here we have the Opus 12 multi-element Urianger. I believe, if I'm remembering his text correctly, he's going to return a card to Jellyfish's hand, and then he'll play a monster from his hand for free. I can't remember if there's a cost limit on the monster, and unfortunately this is an Octagon, so I can't just scroll over the card to read what it says. But I know it bounces 1 forward and then pulls in a monster from your hand for free. I don't know if there's a... Oh no, did he not do it? Interesting. Did he not have a monster? Because if I remember correctly, I think they are tied to each other. Like, I think to do the bounce, the return, you have to have a monster to play. So if he didn't have a monster to play in hand, then yeah, basically it's just a body. That's unfortunate. Oh man, that's really unfortunate. So I'm guessing the Legend Thancred has got to be in here as well, right? Looks like we attacked with Hien, went ahead and blocked with Urianger. Going to reveal a card into damage. It's an Ida. That's unfortunate. Wouldn't have minded seeing that. Although honestly, we've only got 2 Scions right now. Idas would only be 6,000 power anyway, so perhaps Ida wouldn't be that helpful. I wonder if we run Shantoto in this Scions deck. We could certainly use it right now. Granted, our opponent probably playing Amaterasu, could easily have access to it, but there it goes. Terra, and there we'll get it right back into our hands. So we're basically showing them, yeah, the Jellyfish is in pretty firm control. I don't possibly see how our Scion player gets out of this. Again, if these guys dulled, maybe, because you've always got that threat of a bunch of hasted forwards that could rush the board, but they're always going to stay up as blockers, so this is a pretty rough matchup. And we'll go ahead and discard the Amaterasu anyway, put down a Kuchaspel, and go to our Tenzin trigger, reveal. Good chance we'll hit a Samurai off of this. Yep. Could get other Tenzin, could get our next backup. Haven't seen Cyan yet, although not that we've really needed him. There hasn't really been anything on the board to cleave away, so we're fine just beating in. And, I mean, if we have any... we're presenting lethal next turn. We've got 3 forwards, only need to hit our opponent 3 times. They either need bodies or hope that Jellyfish doesn't have any removal. All right, we discarded a Tonberry water monster. Man, I'm so not used to seeing a Scion's deck with all these water cards in it. Put down our backup Manphilia. We can search any Scion we want. We are going to go for Thancred. So currently, we only have 1 water. Thancred would be the only water character. So I haven't seen a 1-cost forward yet. So we don't currently have any revival targets for Thancred. Unless something was discarded that I just didn't see. If we can get a second one, obviously Ida's an easy target. Urianger's a good target. So we've got some choices in there. All right, and it looks like we actually discarded the Thancred for a forward Alphino. I didn't even realize we were doing that. And then Jellyfish guy just went to his turn. He just swung in for all points of damage. Man, that was quick. Yeah, it looks like we just cast the Ifrit. Or I don't know how the Alphino died. Okay, so that's going to be game 1. So that will be 7-1 damage-wise. Jellyfish guy, and then it will be up to Dez if he wants to go first or second. So we're going to reload, try again. So 2 things we definitely want for the second game. We do not want to hit our opponent's Star Sybil into damage and have them go fetch Shantoto, but obviously that's out of our control. Secondly, we definitely want to start with backups. Seeing that Moogle early would be great. The Alisei, because again, if you can get down the Alisei turn 1 with the Ishtola or the Thancred or whatever Scion it is, putting on some early pressure is, at least you're getting something out of it. Granted, it's really hard against Samurais because once they slam down Tenzin, your aggression basically just stops. But just putting out that body with no value is quite unfortunate. All right, game 2, and we are off to a better start. So we actually pitched our multi-element Urianger for Alchemist backup. One of my favorite water backups in the game. It's just a good way to generate water CP. Now Thancred will actually be live for 2 costs or more, which is really nice. And looks like Jellyfish just went ahead and put out Belias, and we'll put a Samurai into play. So much better start. Didn't have to discard 2 of our Scions for a Scion forward that couldn't even attack yet. Would love to see a ramp up here into Louisoix, or I don't know if we have any other 3 costs in here that are backups. So we will dull our Alchemist for some water CP. Put out, is it Object de Art for Papalimos? So we'll go ahead and search for Ida. He has a lot of monsters in this deck. So let's see, we've seen the Curl, we've seen the Dragon, we've seen the Object de Art now, the Tonberry, and the, wasn't there another one? Maybe that was it. But still, a lot of different monsters. I think this is the most monsters I've ever seen in a Scions deck. Which, again, they can all be brought off of... Which, to be fair, too, if you are running that multi-element Urianger, you need the monster in hand. It's not like the other one where it can pull it back from the break zone, so... That's probably why we got extra monsters. Interesting. We discarded Momodi for the Ida. Gotta admit, I don't really like that one. I wish Momodi's such a great backup. We can give any of our forwards brave ones per turn, which against Samurais could be really helpful because Ida can get bigger than the Samurais if enough Scions are out. And then the Ida can just keep pushing in and maintain her her active state, have all that power as a threat. Yeah, I kind of understand the Papalymo searching out the Ida, but I would have loved to have seen that Momodi come down. Again, especially we don't have haste. If we have Alice out right now, we can hit our opponent 2 times. We've already, put them on 2 points of damage. That makes a difference, but without the haste, they're just not nearly as threatening. All right, looks like we pitched an Amaterasu and a Kusith, I think, for a Tyro. Going to search on any forward we want. Probably Tenzin, I'd imagine. Either that, we're going to go Scion into Tenzin. But I'm going to guess this is going to be a Tenzin. Because, again, right now that Ida is, what, 4,000? Oh, get a Braska's Final Aeon. Interesting. So the interesting thing about Braska's, too, if he attacks and he's dull, assuming Ida's still around, she'll be forced to pick him. And that's definitely not what you want to do. Interesting one for the Braska. I wonder if he already has the Tenzin, though. All right, and then Jellyfish Guy put out a Samurai backup to close out his turn. We have just discarded Alice and Ida for Earth CP to put out Minfilia. We're going to search for another forward. Oh, I do not like throwing out that Alice. I hope he's got another one in hand. Or unless he's got Louisoix or another way to go fetch it. I don't know if Louisoix is even in this deck. Who do we get here? Do we want Y'shtola? Y'shtola, the 6 cost wouldn't be terrible right now. I mean, I don't think we have enough cards in hand to cast it. But, okay, so we're going to get the 4 cost. I would say because we have 3 Scions, so we could revive something of 3 or less. So we'll get our 4 cost Y'shtola. There are currently enough Scions out that she would have Brave. Although with no Alice, we still don't have any haste. We will dull our Alchemist. Get rid of the Thancred. For multi-element Urianger. Interesting. Okay. And we obviously don't have any targets of our opponents that we can bounce. So the monster effect isn't there. All right, so we will strike him with Ida. We will hit a Tenzin into damage. There's a Tenzin in discard. Did we throw that out? Wow, I'm surprised he willingly threw out Tenzin. So I'm thinking of the Mono Fire version. This is the Earth version, so he actually does have ways to recur him in this version. Tyro can go get us whatever we want. Now maybe we already got the Braskas, so I'm thinking we're either going to get now the other Tenzin here or Scion. Unless we happen to have both those in hand already. Which looks like he gave it a quick little check. Okay, so that 3-cost Elemental Urianger reads, when Urianger enters the field, you may play 1 monster of cost 2 or less from your hand onto the field. When you do so, choose 1 forward opponent controls, return it to its owner's hand. So we could have still played a monster, even without having a forward to choose from our opponent. But it doesn't look like we had a monster in hand either. All right, and then we will dull 3 backups, get rid of Amaterasu, and I can't quite tell what that other card is. And we will remove all 3 forwards from the game. And we basically reset our Scions player again. Shantoto, man, busting up Scions since I've been playing the game near the end of Opus 7. This deck, because, you just want to put out all those guys. Now I'm rushing with haste. And nope, Shantoto is always like, yeah, that's nice. I'm just going to clean them all up. So we pitched a copy of Minfilia. That was a dead card in our hand for this Y'shtola. Doesn't have enough Scions currently to make any of your effects live, but we are presenting a body threat. All right, looks like we dulled 3, got out Scion. Scion went ahead and fetched us out our Gosetsu, which we tapped then the Shantoto, discarded the Ayame to play the Gosetsu to go grab Heian. So now we have our own Samurai on board. So we've got currently, 4 Samurai? So any Samurai attacks, we'll do a 4K cleave. Oh, and then we went ahead and dumped the rest of our hand. Looks like another... Okay, so it was the Heian. I think that's a Kryl and a Braskas. Go ahead and put down the Tenzin. We've got our choice. Another Scion, another Heian. I think you take the Heian here. Leave the Scion in the deck for the burst. Unless he's worried about it getting removed, but I don't think that's an issue. Our opponent only has 1 card in hand. The Y'shtola's effect isn't live. No, he will go for the... No, he can't decide. Come on, Jellyfish. Pick the Heian. Pick the Heian. Leave the burst in the deck. Or no, he's... I don't know what he's doing. I guess he's deciding how he wants to organize them. Okay, so he did go for Scion. Doesn't really matter, but I would have picked Heian personally. But so now he's set up so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 So he can either party attack next turn and just wipe out the Y'shtola, or he can, honestly, he can send Tenzin in first, and then if they don't block, Scion will clean it up. We will dull Minfilia and Alchemist for an Ida. We will discard Thancred for Alphino. So currently it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Scions total. Ida is 8,000 power. Y'shtola, it does currently have Brave. There are not enough Scions for her to have her effect where she can pop some for 8. Being able to pop that Scion for 8 would have been really nice, but we are short by 2 Scions for that to happen. And with Tenzin sitting there as a big old 9k, we can't really even swing into it. All right, we'll dull 3, get out a Roha just to make it as clean as possible. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Samurai, a Roha will increase the damage by 1 to 7. So it still won't be enough to take out the Y'shtola alone. So yeah, we are still going to have to party attack. But nonetheless, here comes the party. That's going to be, what, 14,000 damage? So yeah, that will wipe our opponent's board. Because it'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, and I think he's explaining that now. It'll do 6,000 plus another set. So yeah, that'll be 14,000 to the opponent's board. And there goes a dragon into damage. I hate to ever call one early, folks, but I just... 2 backups, nothing in hand. I just don't see how we could possibly come back from this. I would love to be surprised, but it seems very difficult. Well, actually, no, we only did 1 right, because we had a party attack that turn. Get another Samurai. And then we'll just decide the order we want to put the other ones in. But again, our opponent's in pure top deck mode this time. We've only got 2 backups to work with. We might not even be able to cast what we draw, depending on what it is. Still don't have any lightning CP down on our backup line. We really wish we hadn't thrown out that Alice earlier. And we'll dull both. We'll get rid of a Moogle for Realm. I was not expecting to see that card. We have a lot of water in here. I wonder if this is maybe more... Like, I feel like I've seen more water than lightning, so I wonder if it's like a triple split or... And so we have to fetch out Minfilia, right? Because I believe Realm targets another character that's not multi-unit. So our only other target for this would be Minfilia. Right, yeah, okay, so that's what we have to, because I don't think Realm can pick herself either. Don't 100% remember that, but I'm sure it's the Minfilia. Unfortunately, this Realm, searching out a Minfilia isn't going to help us right now, and unfortunately that Realm's so small that any single Samurai can attack. What did we do here? Did we grab Y'shtola? Wait, I don't believe that's how Realm works. Alright, so we'll attack with Tenzin. We'll cleave the Realm off the board. Hit a Thancred into damage. Here comes Scion. Looks like a Merylweb. And a Roha. Is that the X? No, that's not the Burst Merylweb. Papalymo, so we can go search out a copy of Ida if we wish. Which I'm sure we wish to do. And again, unless we're running something like our own Shantoto in this deck, this is gonna be rough, because I just don't. I mean, Samurais are hard enough to deal with. You know, when you've got all your backups out and everything's going well, they're difficult to deal with. But on so few resources, I'm just not sure what we're gonna be able to do here. And it looks like we didn't draw Ida. Are we out? Did we already use all of them? That's unfortunate if that's the case. Now the good news is we did whiff on our Tenzin trigger. So we won't draw another card in hand, but again, we were able to leave all our backups up that turn. A Jellyfish guy's just sitting pretty. He's just waiting to say, like, all right, well, you gotta do something, because otherwise I'm just gonna take you out next turn. We will dull 2, discard ourselves a Kryl, get out Y'shtola. So we're currently at a 7k cleave, so unless we combine it with something else, the good news is Y'shtola will survive an attack. And it looks like, were we just party attacking? Did we even draw? Or are we just gonna... No, we're just gonna cast the Ifrit. Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of that thing right away. Yeah, okay, so I think we're doing that at the end of our opponent's turn, because we still had all our backups up. So unless we get some kind of removal burst here, which I haven't seen one yet in the deck, looks like Samurais are about to take this one home. All right, we'll dull 2, put your Samurai, Terra, get Belias just in case we need that last attacker. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a guaranteed victory at this point. Tenzin will go in. I mean, we just need burst removal out the butt. Not going to happen. Hits an Ishtola. We'll send in Cyan, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, this will be a 6 point of damage. Still nothing. Thancred and then Rohawk to finish it off. And we had the Terra just in case, so that'll be it. That's GG well played to both players. Congratulations to Jellyfish for the win. And yeah, folks, let me know what you think of casting the web game format. If you like that, if you prefer it on Octagon or anything else. And we'll take care and we'll see you next time. Bye.